Hello everyone, Jesse Webb, TradersPro. Market conditions still showing some strength here. Bullish in a bull market. We've already seen this bull trend now bump all the way up to this upper edge, which is fine, which is not uncommon to see this indicator move. It's obviously a very lagging type indicator, so any type of pullbacks or anything that we see, that's going to show up days later. So we're seeing some strength in this overall trend. Shorter term, the market's really seeing some odd activity here. It's still a tug of war, but we're working. You can just see it's just kind of chugging a little bit higher. The market ultimately really wants some some clarity, some catalysts, and not seeing anything real decisive quite yet. So I think that's part of the reason why we're just seeing this up and down pattern right here. Nonetheless, that is the current trend. We've seen momentum pop up nicely, have yet to see breadth move, and we're seeing that as well into the buy-sell ratio. That's really the only odd part of this rally right here is it's just a handful of stocks that are ultimately pulling the market higher right now. That's not real. That's not a real strong rally, which could add a little bit more uncertainty to this overall uptrend to be aware of. The sentiment, we're seeing that just a lot of volatility spiking right back up again. There are some good-looking stocks in the new buy list this morning, and yesterday we had a big nice run on it was JFIN. It was the one that we looked at yesterday. It was up 12%. It had that good solid bar right here and some continuation. That's a good market conditions, the right stock, the right pattern, and that's the outcome that we would anticipate. And then some continuation on that. We'll see if there's any that look like that today. The new buy list, ETMB, similar to a breakout pattern, but you can see just a lot of resistance right there. We're going to be running into not a real solid buy bar. You can see it gapped higher and moved back down again. Remember that anytime you see a black bar, when you have the signal setting like this, it just means it's a down day. So if you were to go to a regular candlestick chart, it's just a red day, meaning that it opened higher here and ends up closing lower. So if you have a red bar day on a traditional candlestick chart, when you're looking at the signals, you're going to just see a black bar. It's just mean a down day. That way, if it were, we had to make it a way to be able to still keep the signal on there, but also understand that it was a down day. So that's simply all that means when you see a black bar. Let's look at a couple of others here. Got NUVL. Same pattern, possible breakout. BLU, which is a buyout, that you can skip over those. BMI, industrial controls. We're seeing a lot of those. Market pattern also kind of looked like this yesterday, where it was kind of opened higher and then kind of sold off yesterday. So we're seeing that in some of these patterns here as well this morning. RIOT. This is probably the best looking pattern of the day. This is Riot Platforms. I believe they're in that crypto hardware space, and so they may actually be benefiting from the AI move here as well. So keep an eye on this one. It's got a really nice pattern. It's about it's looking like it wants to hold a ton of support right here. You can see it just for the last 2 months, really, it's held support and it's working its way this direction. RIOT one to keep an eye on right here, as we're seeing tech stocks and really chip stocks and hardware stocks really have good moves right now due to a lot of excitement about AI. And it is a hardware and chip intensive model and technology. So you're going to see some of these stocks work well. That being said, remember to go into this muscle stock list. And as you're going through this muscle stock list, you're seeing, so here's some of the high flyers here, tech stocks moving higher. But as you're scrolling through that list, you can watch to see if any of the stocks have pulled back into that buy range. So it may not show up in the new buy list going from a hold to a buy where that is a new buy, but it actually will show up still inside of this momentum range, not being extreme. We'll go through some of those. There's going to be a handful. Obviously, these are strong moving stocks, but as you pull back, as you get a pullback, there's an opportunity here for buying one of these muscle stocks on a pullback. There was a good looking one here, INTT, a good example of that. Back in the buy zone, a lot of these biotechs that have run all the way up, you get to that extreme range and then it pulls all the way back down. These are the locations to be adding into some of these kinds of names. There's another one, GERN. So as you scroll through some of those, you'll notice that it's staying red. There's Rambus, another chip name, having a big run. ELF is also in this upper range. It's a cosmetic stock, been continuing to work really well. But you can notice that a lot of those are in that extreme range. TAST, interesting pattern. It's gone from 2 to 5 and is now pulling back. You can add those to the watch list and wait a day for a confirmation bar, some kind of support on those. It's another way for you to go through and look for stocks that are inside of that buy zone. That'll do it for today's update. Everybody have a great day today.